Inter Miami won the 2025 MLS Cup with a 3-1 victory over Vancouver. While the scoreline doesn't suggest a tight match, Vancouver actually dominated several of the statistics, with 65% possession and more than twice as many accurate passes as Miami. Miami's players on average sat deep in their half, while the Vancouver team was positioned much higher on the pitch. 33% of the match took place in Miami's third, and almost half the match was a midfield battle. So what happened tactically in this match, and why was Vancouver seemingly unable to turn dominant possession into a win? Let's look at Vancouver's defensive match plan first. Defensively, Vancouver set up in a 4-4-2 with very tight gaps between the players in each line. This tried to press Miami to the sideline and force turnovers when Miami tried to build out from the back. One additional aspect to Vancouver's defensive plan was that when Miami tried to receive the ball between the lines, Vancouver's midfielders jumped the line and attacked the ball carrier to force turnovers. Miami struggled to play across Vancouver's midfield line, so they went to long balls to get into the final third on the wings. Even when they were able to hold the ball up the pitch, Vancouver's defense quickly swarmed the Miami attackers and took away options to advance. Miami did well when they combined long balls with switch play, like here where they play a long ball down the left side, move the ball to the right in midfield, Messi then switches it back to the left wing and creates a crossing opportunity. While Miami struggled to generate a lot of offense, their defense was solid and initially caused a lot of challenges for Vancouver. Defensively, Miami really focused on blocking anything through the middle and set up this web of players centrally in their mid-block to force play to the outside. When Vancouver did that, Miami didn't contest crosses too much, but was much more focused on keeping a solid back four to neutralize the Vancouver attacking players. Because Miami was so focused on clogging down the central zones in all parts of the pitch, they often conceded space on the wings, which would become important when Vancouver tied the match later. Again, they seem to be fine with crosses from wide areas, and that back four man-marked Vancouver's attacking effectively in the box. Man-marking generally was an important aspect of Miami's defense, and their center backs often advanced way in front of their defensive line to challenge pass receptions like the Miami center back Falcone here disrupting Müller in midfield. Miami even took that further at times and used their center backs in the other half to create turnovers and transition play. Here, Falcon sprints from his own half, locks in on Müller, and actually steals the ball from him this time. Not only that, but he actually rushed all the way into the Vancouver box, which really confused their back line and dragged two defenders with Falcon and created a lot of open space at the edge of the box and a good chance for Messi. So how did Vancouver try to answer the solid central defense paired with aggressive man marking? I think they did an interesting job adjusting to what Miami gave them and try to turn Miami's defensive approach into a weakness. Miami focused on the central areas, so Vancouver here created a 3-1 in the right half space. At the same time, watch Thomas Müller near the box and how he manipulates the Miami backline. Müller runs away from the box, knowing that a defender from the backline will follow him and leave open space in the box. When Vancouver then crosses into the box, the defender is out of position and follows another attacker instead of Müller, who has a decent opportunity with an uncontested header. Here's another example of Müller exploiting Miami's man. Müller is near the box and has Falcone following him. Müller runs over to the right sideline, Falcone follows him and leaves a huge gap behind him. Müller plays a quick 1-2 on the wing, and now Falcone realizes he's in trouble and needs to sprint back to cover the space he left off. All he can do is foul, get a yellow card, and concede a dangerous free kick. Another aspect of Vancouver's match plan was to keep full width of the pitch to stretch that tight Miami defense in the center. Even though they're playing very close to the left sideline, their ball-away wingers are still positioned on the opposite sideline to provide options for a big switch. Vancouver's left back spots this, plays a big diagonal pass, and Vancouver has a 1v1 opportunity to get into the box. The combined efforts of exploiting Miami's man-to-man marking and making the pitch wide paid off with Vancouver's tying goal. Thomas Müller opens up space behind him by moving towards the ball carrier. Vancouver then swings the ball in the open zone on the right wing. Müller again drags his defender towards the right corner flag to keep him out of the central space. And again, while the ball has been near the right sideline, the opposite wingers stay close to the left sideline to create width and open spaces to attack. Vancouver plays towards the box. Miami collapses on the ball and completely misses the left side. Vancouver scored. In the end, this one goal wasn't enough because Miami's defense could not be cracked another time, and Miami scored 2 more goals to take the match. Watching this back, I thought this was an interesting case study where one team, Miami, takes away a lot of things defensively, and the other team, Vancouver, finds ways to work around that and even looks to exploit some weaknesses in the opponent's defensive strategy. Thanks for watching The Half Space, and please check back for more content as the 2026 MLS season kicks off in a couple of weeks.